Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Mythology Replay. Spawn on the left side as the blue Hades, we got Defiance. Spawn on the right side as the red Loki, we got Pleb. With the new patch, hopefully the, whatchamacallit, caster display won't go away. It's existing right now, so that's good. Red does tame some goats, they are the goat. When it comes to relics, if we do have the Bow of Artemis, make your ranged soldiers and ranged myth units cheaper. Only wood and gold, not in food nor favor. Is there any ranged myth units that cost favor? I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's any ranged myth units that cost favor, or not favor, food. Did I say favor or food? My mind's melted. Either way, when it comes to this northern relic, we do have human soldiers do more damage for buildings. Very nice. Always nice to have your guys clear up buildings quicker. Got the Black Lotus, a very expensive card, making your villagers gather farms faster, which will make your long game economy very reasonable. And we do got the Archimedes Ledger. Spy! Which allows your siege weapons takes 1 less population, which is actually quite nice. You don't see too much siege weapons on the field. Let's just say there's 5 siege weapons on the field. It means you get 5 spare population. Let's get 2 extra human soldiers. I wonder if that affects destroyers for the Atlanteans. That would be the best case scenario if it does. Rhinoceros has been claimed. Looks like Blue's gonna be eating some delicious rhinoceros meat. So is Red. What how rhinoceros taste in real life? Let's see, we've got the Vault of Erebus queued on up, and looks like he is actually go for it. He's collecting some favor for it. Costs us 15 favor. He has 16. Just needs a little bit more wood. In fact, Hades is going to be rushing out the Vault of Erebus, and maybe a better research to go for before your age up. Let's see, where does it get researched at? It's no, it's that storehouse there. It may be a good idea to research, try getting this research while you're aging up. As a bit of critique, sometimes, in my opinion, most Age of Empires games you want to go for your age up relatively quickly. We do now have Heimdall being researched, get access in Hare, which is actually the rarest of 3 minor gods for the Norse, isn't it? We rarely ever see Heimdall. Which also gives you the Undermine ability of god power, right? That's a pretty nice god power. Or wait, maybe it's Walking Woods, I always forget. It is Undermine. Undermine's actually a pretty nice god power. Just target location, instantly destroys walls. It also says it affects towers, which can be nice. You know what? Now think about it. That's actually really nice. Imagine, say, you are raiding villagers. They get inside the sentry tower. Pop the god power, immediately eject them, and then murder them. You know, I think this god power actually has quite a bit of raid potential. Not destroying walls, but destroying towers. Crack open towers, get nice juicy insides in the form of villager meat. Maybe it's other Heimdall's other upgrades. I don't know exactly what every single god provides. Let's see. Yeah, can't inspect Heimdall anymore. But it may be the other research that is also makes Heimdall less attractive. I do not know all the minor gods research off the top of my head. I probably should take time to study it all, but that's a lot of things to remember. So a little bit more difficult. You now got the Herseer engaging Ajax. Ajax does have 7.7, 1 attack speed, 209 health. Herseers have 143 health, 8.8, slow attack speed, so effectively 7.3.
Etimos.
So Ajax has more DPS and more health, 40% hack armor versus 20 as well. Thing as well, Greek heroes are very well statted. It's just that you can only get 4 of them. It's one of those limited spawn issues. Red has these goats, might as well send them back home. Like I said, goats are the goat. And they're delicious, like all meat. Looks like Red's going to be eating some chicken. It probably tastes like chicken. Achilles now pulled in the field. And Blue has established secondary town center. Red is now. You guys also now established some raiding cavalry. And blue's advancing forward. Achilles, Ajax, and Norm the Minotaur. This relic could be obtained. This is the one that makes siege weapons retake reduced population. Not a critical relic, but it can be nice. Especially in the late game where every single military population counts. We do now have a lot of Herseers here. Norm the Minotaur will have a bit of trouble here. Achilles is very well statted. It has effectively 10 DPS. And also even more health than Ajax. Ajax does have a little extra range melee, which is not very important. Norm does go down. Looks like Ajax will go down as well. Nice little pick there by Red. We have some raiding cavalry, but we do have a nice bit of palisade walls there to protect blue. Oh, and there's Undermine there. He did use those walls, instantly destroying them. Like I said beforehand, I think it's better to wait for those outposts. Wait, I wonder. Does the Undermine affect Sentinels? Sentinels get affected by tower upgrades. Are they classified as towers? Does go on the villagers, very nice. Maybe a good idea to pull out some Sentinels here. It's good that he hasn't deployed out Sentinels. I think people overuse Sentinels as defensive ability. It's good against raids, not good against armies. Blue still has a villager advantage, and also maybe a pop cap. No longer at pop cap. We do now have, let's see, Riggs Thula increases research or training and research speed. And okay, technology is better as the game goes on, so it's better to help remax. It sort of falls in the same section as Levy. I think the Levy upgrades are usually over research. People research way too quickly, since it's usually just better to deploy a whole nother barracks and trying to research Levy. But it does also improve research speed. I wonder if that improves the upgrade, the age up speed as well, since those may be technically classified as upgrades? Not sure. We do have now Apollo being researched. Get access to Manticore. I do love the Manticore. It is a very powerful DPS myth unit. And looks like Red's going walling in Blue's walls. I do have a bit more of a bias towards ranged myth units, since it's easy to keep them alive, and they generally just do good DPS. Not as good as melee ones, but still, it's easy to keep alive those valuable units. Does take out that villager, and this is the part where I say Undermine would have been very useful. But Reds will not be able to gain the villager meat there. We have a handful of hoplites there, very nice. Storehouse here, he will probably need to get in Sentry Tower as well. Blue has now aged on up. And Red's back on, not too far. Medium raiding cavalry, very nice. Got hoplites, Achilles, Ajax. May want to go for Odysseus, Chiron. There's the Manticore. Manticore do also have 4.6 movement speed, so they don't slow down so too much. Sorry, got a scam call. Looks like Red's obtaining some delicious elephants now. There's some berries nearby. And like in real life, berries are not a great source of nutrition. So if actuality in RTSs, berries have more nutrition than they hold in real life. Yeah, believe it or not, if you ever really sat down and try to look at diet food, berries are actually a good diet food because they actually don't have too much calories in them. A pound of strawberries, something that can easily fill up in a meal, has about 150 calories. Yeah, when the term hunting and foraging is definitely a less priority than hunting. And throughout human history, believe it or not, people did not settle down to farm to get food. They actually settled down to farm for alcohol. Because back then, still, farming was not sustainable. Oh, looks like there's a bit of opening there. Here, let me help remove the gate. Let me just go around. The gate has been destroyed. We do now have prerogative being researched. Give access to the battle board. Manticore getting some good damage there. The Manticore has 11 damage times 3, so it's 33 DPS. Exceeding range is a decent range. Not long range, not short range, just a medium range. And has a pretty durable amount of health as well, nearly 500. The expensive part of it is takes 4 population, 25 favor. A lot of favor, a lot of population space, but 250 wood is not too terribly bad for it, honestly. And does have that charge attack now with that upgrade he just got, giving him the volley fire. What was it called? Or has just a charge attack in general. You see there, charge attack. Which does give him a bit of AoEs, which actually makes a pretty good unit in mass to just take out a massive infantry units, because AoE damage is a good way. It is also a bit of a hard counter to small infantry units. Got some shades being employed in the field. They're not great, but they're free. Beggars can't be choosers. Gatherers and dwarves are trying to run away. You know these forces advanced before. Pretty big mixed force there. Maybe some Hypastists wouldn't be half bad. Because they would counter all the infantry units there. Throwing axemen is still classified as infantry. Though they would be countered by throwing axemen, since they are also a counter infantry unit. But Hypastists will be effective versus generally everything, barring the myth units. The Hersiers are classified as infantry, so they will be a counter to them. Though we do have 2 Inhari, of course, the 1 free battle boar. Inhari doesn't have any upgrades just yet. Let's see. I can't see what research. Oh, no, that was Odin, not Heimdall. No, that was Heimdall. Some delicious gazelle being obtained there. I wonder how gazelle tastes. Blue is now establishing a 3rd town center. It does have a fortress here, which also can be used as a target for the sentinels. Which is actually really not that useful since, like I said before, sentinels are good against raiders, not good against full armies, since after all, they're effectively just a tower, a free set of towers, which is also easily overwhelmed by a small force. Loki does have his burning weapons, and that's a very powerful god power. Hades still has all 3 of his god powers. Sentinels, like I said, good against raiders. Restoration is excellent for a single fight. And Notable Passage is a very good mobility god power as well. We got a good number of Huskarls as well as throwing axemen. Huskarls, of course, the counter range unit, which Hades is supposed to be more of the range of the major gods. Now we do have the Underworld Passage here, very nice. Red's army is not too terribly far away. He is going to draw his dwarves towards his army. Got good number of hoplites here, good journalist heavy infantry for the Greeks. There's the Inhari's battle boost. Inspect the Arcantos. And he's just going to fall back away from the summery weapons. Does get a free Draugr. Pegasus got shot down, and Blue's just going to sack the Underworld Passage, keeping his restoration line. Bit of a loss there, but he did lay down burning weapons, which I think, well, flaming weapons, I should say. And flaming weapons is a very powerful god power. One of the stronger ones. Improves the damage output by 100%, or maybe just 50%. It's probably 50%. It's very, very good. And lasts for what, 45 seconds? It's a very good long duration god power. It may be worth it. Underworld Passage is a powerful ability, but also can be a bit lacking sometimes. In this case, I think it is a good trade for Hades losing the Underworld Passage to take out burning weapons. I put a lot of value in burning weapons. Do have now Blue's Rotating over here, burning weapons has gone down. He can always use restoration on this army if needed. Well, he has also gone for Apollo, which means he has access to healing temples. Manticore does go down there. Good number of high passes on the build queue, as well as Tox Phase. Very nice. The Huskarls are a good option. Does bring in the Sentinels somewhere. Not sure where. I think it's up. Yep, it's up north because he's getting hit by a raid. Very good. Got some petrol bullets firing away, providing some good fire support. Got the forward infrastructure. It looks like Red's getting overran. Blue has gone for a bit more hub-like opposite to a very powerful generalist infantry unit. If you don't know what type of infantry you should go for as Greeks, hoplites are generally not a bad choice. Red will need to get out some more throwing axemen. I think as well, it's something to notice as well. Looks like got the copper shields upgrade for blue. He doesn't need shields to get more against Norse. You can skip the shield upgrade generally. But you're now the age up for blue, going for Thimblewinter, which means he has access to what's his name? Pyre. Okay, Blue's trying to establish no town center right here. He has, I think, just hit the town spell. He does not have watchtowers. Does lose that town center there. More Manticores being summoned. Hades is now aged up as well. Got access to Artemis, which does give access to the powerful great god power. Champion infantry researched by Loki now. And some of these siege weapons are going down. Manticore gets a nice flank there onto the throwing axeman. Manticore is a very good frontline unit. They also have the powerful burst of fire. Not necessarily fire breathing. Is it considered fire breathing if it's the tail that's breathing fire? Well, either way, I'm still a bit more of a bias towards the Manticore. He is going for Manticore, it's very nice. He's also going for Shafts of Plague. Give ranged soldiers some poison damage. Blue's getting hit by a large number of these throwing axemen, so Tox Phase and Peltas wouldn't be half bad in this situation. Maybe just Tox Phase, since they all classify as infantry, and he'll be able to hit other things, but he does prepare for the Huskarls. So he's got throwing axemen, Huskarl, counter range, counter infantry. One thing he's lacking counter is counter cavalry, so maybe he does have. Oh no, those gobies. So maybe Hades should try getting out some Hippos. And Red's getting a decent amount of free myth units, and now including the troll. The troll decides to troll his opponent by throwing a boulder. Got a number of good high passes here, very good option. Since Hades now 8 and up, he does have his powerful unique crossbowmen, which is also a bit of a siege unit as well. Got some units back here. Red's now playing on some raiding cavalry, since some hoplites would be useful. Peltas getting given a general move order. Bit of mistake there, misclick. More high passes push forward. Got 3 frost shine there, so Red's getting a good amount of free myth units. Red and Blue are now just trying to pull out more high passes and Peltas. Red's going for more throwing axemen plus skulls and iron weapons. Fortified towns could receive better repairs. Hades does have more maximum population capability, but just lacking the units themselves. Same thing with Red right now, he's not top cap either. And there's Earthquake. You know, I think it's actually a good idea to have some Earthquake on the housing, because putting your opponent at pop cap is a good way to help really steamroll. There's also a bit of an error up there. I'm pretty sure Hades does not have 248. I think it's an error involving the shades. I've got more fortress being established up here. I've got some forward infrastructure here by red as well. All bites, of course, are a little bit better than sieges since they do have higher melee damage. It looks like he did manage to relic for plus 2% damage, which is very nice. No, high passes are not too terribly bad against buildings as well. Only 3% less. No, they have slow attack speed, so never mind. I do believe Hades should go for some of his unique crossbowmen, but right now he's lacking gold. That's actually a big problem for him right now. I think he just sold off some resources. Loki has a bit of resources, plenty of wood. Another round of sentinels here. Just trying to prevent the reinforcements being an issue. Very nice. But these are Huskarls, which have, of course, high range armor. Restoration was utilized on those fights. I don't remember seeing it. Yeah, and this part where Sentinel's not great. Of course, he does not really have too many upgrades go along with him. So their damage is 22 at a slow attack speed. So they're not too particularly great. The Huskarls right now have 71 range armor. Got another round of flaming weapons. That's going to be very, very effective. Looks like Blue has not transitioned to any sort of trade economy, which is a bit of a problem for him. Red is trying to get some ox caravans now on the field. Red's starting to fall back away from Blue's units. Red's also had a max of population. That's actually quite important. He does have fortified town centers. He never rebuilt those houses, did he? He lost some houses there, but never had time to rebuild them. That's a bit of a problem. So if I want to click on the Hades houses, yep, 11 out of 16. He's missing 50 population. That's actually quite massive. He did get some pretty myth units, like a mountain giant here. Of course, he greets us by saying yo. He's clearly from the hood, that mountain giant. Or Spanish. We do now have these villagers getting ripped apart there by the old Sarks, so very nice. Blue's a little bit desperate, trying to grab that forward gold. He has quadruple town center, so he gets the villagers replaced. Problem is, he is completely out of gold right now, no gold income. Got a lot of extra sentinels over here. And this is the part where Blue's assault is going to really stall. He has no gold income. He has to sell off. And Blue backs the game. The lack of gold ended Blue's. Well, he had such a powerful lead, but he had no gold, so he resigned. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.